Moi, Gary, and my good friend over here, AJ.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
brother.
all. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. So, I'm going to start off this morning by reading the devotional out of the Man of Honor, the 100 devotionals for a life of integrity. So, this morning, this morning hits home for me, especially in the men's group, because I always talk about the fact that I can go on and on and on about anything. So, this is Proverbs 21:23 out of the NLT version. Watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble. Proverbs 21:23. I'm just going to bring that to the idea and aspect of it. This is one thing that we do learn a lot about in our men's group and in the brotherhood, because one thing that one category we really fall into in life when trouble hits is being very reactive. And that is something that we desperately have to learn how to not be. And that is something that we do learn in our brotherhood, as I'm sure you can add plenty to as well. But being reactive just puts us on a slippery slope to danger, no matter where we are in life, what aspect, but especially in our home life with the women in our lives or our children or at work, but especially in our home life. Did I
Yeah.
lose you?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Mm.
I have a guest
Oh,
walking through the house. It's
it's
okay.
always good. Mm.
She's out of bed a lot earlier than normal.
She's just
So,
blessing the morning
yes, she is.
with
Good
her
morning, Joel.
presence. Morning, brother.
So I can definitely add to what you just said. I'm gonna. You're not gonna read the whole paragraph, right? Because it's pretty
No,
self-explanatory. All right,
no,
I'm gonna read
no.
mine from the other book, and then we're gonna see how they fit together. All right.
Sounds good.
So what we're doing here. I told you so. All of the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And that's Matthew 25:32. And I think that this is where I'm not. There's a whole big thing, but I'm not going to read all of it. This is where when he says he separates the goats from the sheep, he separates the men from the boys, uh, the the people doing the work versus the people that are not, people that earn things versus the ones that are feeling they are entitled.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
yeah. I mean, I agree. This separates the men that are willing to put the work in life compared to the men that are just lingering in life. Uh, or even better yet, when you break it down to the aspect of what I've learned over the years with the brotherhood and in coaching is, it separates the difference between a man who actually thinks that he has a foundation because he's checked off the boxes and he has a job and he has a family and he has a house and so on and so forth, to the man that has those things and has actually done men's work and has a real solid foundation and doesn't have that um, toxic masculinity to go along with him, which most men have because we were never taught any different. Um, it separates the difference between men that have the ability to be able to go into a space and let out their feelings and have those conversations in a safe space and not with the people around them that shouldn't be hearing um, those kind of conversations or those kind of situations. And it just separates both worlds. And I think it goes hand in hand with the other morning devotional for sure.
Yeah, 'cause at first when I read them both, I was like, they definitely seem completely unrelated. One's talking about separating, the other one's talking about watching your mouth. How at first I'm like, okay, this is gonna be tough. But
No.
as I read on, I'm like, character reveals who you really are. So if you can keep your mouth shut,
Yeah.
if you do the work, if you build that foundation, I'm not saying keep your mouth shut all the time, um, but words are the most damaging thing that we have as human beings.
And you
They are
can't take
also
them
the most
back.
uplifting things that we have as human beings.
Yeah,
I could say the worst thing to you right now, and it can cut you and sit with you for the rest of your life.
yeah,
Simple
for
words.
sure.
And I can't say I'm sorry. I can't take them back because those words are in you. They are. They cut your skin. They went through you, and they are not leaving. Then it takes a lot of work for you to realize that I shouldn't have said what I said, or you shouldn't have taken it so personally. But the bottom line is, if I cannot keep my mouth shut at certain times, those words are damaging.
But I think a lot of it comes down to is like I said, it's the way you use your words, right? And when we haven't learned that strong masculine, um, I mean that strong like biblical masculinity or healthy masculinity, then we can use our words in a very reactive setting.
Mhm.
And when we learn how to not be reactive, it changes the way that our words come off. It changes the way that our words are used. And we don't have to worry about cutting as deeply. Now, sure, there are a lot of things that you can say without being reactive that can still cut just as deeply. But when you're not reactive and you're able to hold your composure and think before you speak, you're not going to just let out something that is going to cut that deeply without recognizing what you're doing.
Mhm.
And that's your accountability at that point. You understand what you're doing. You're taking accountability for the words that are going to come out of your mouth. And that's what understanding values is all about. And having strong values is the beginning steps to actually building a strong foundation.
Absolutely. So back to the words again. Um, I'm even following what you said this week, and my foundation is strong. It's very strong. I've been working on it for years. But one thing that I'm listening to you on is saying "God bless" in traffic, because those words, if the person in front of me or that cut me off is driving slow could actually hear what I want to say, those words are damaging. He doesn't know that he's a bad driver. He doesn't know he's going slow. Um, he doesn't know that I'm running late. So those words are damaging. Now I've been saying "God bless," or I've been working on saying "God bless," but I think that, and that goes to where like one of the hardest. I have a poppy seed in my tooth. I have everything, bagel stuff on my croissant. Um, anyway, I think one of the hardest things for men to learn is mastery of the tongue. You know, from being young boys to we start this work, we're always talking about how I'm better than you. You know, my house is bigger than your house. My car is faster than your car. So, and it just gets worse and worse until you learn to master your tongue. That's when
Yeah,
you really start to become a man that you want to be.
yeah, I
So,
agree. Sorry for that
all
noise.
good.
I was actually going to pull it up. There's a book that I had read when I started the men's work, that was about the mastery of your tongue, and I can't. I never thought in a million years that the phone was going to make noise when I went to open it.
Nice.
But after reading the many books that I had read in the beginning of the men's work, um, a 30 Days to Taming Your Tongue
Mm,
was one of the books that I read in the beginning of it because I knew uh, how deep my words cut and how much what I had to say actually really stuck in people. And
you said taming the tongue, huh?
yeah, yeah,
I could totally go sideways with that right now because I've read a book the other going called "Mastering the Tongue."
yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it
But
wasn't it wasn't about speaking.
oh, jeez, Gary, not the time. Um, wow, I can't believe you read the book like that.
Yeah,
But all
I
right,
am.
so for everyone out there watching, I know you're all very thrown off right now as I am, so it's all right.
Listen, as for a relationship coach, I have read tons of books on how to become a better man, how to
Mhm.
honor a woman, and all that stuff. So I'm
I
well
get it.
versed in all of that good stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
good. You should be well versed in all that stuff.
Yeah,
And it's important to be well versed in all of that stuff because
it
your
is.
job as a man is to be a protector and be a provider, um, and to love and care for the woman of your life.
Absolutely.
And it's important to know how to do that effectively. It's important to know how to do that respectfully. It's important to know how to do that in a healthy way. And most men don't know most of those things that I just said. They think they have an idea of it, but when it comes down to it, most men don't. And the unfortunate thing is that's why divorce has a rate of over 50% nowadays, because it
Yes.
just breaks down to the simple fact that it doesn't even have to be that better man that's around the corner that might be talking to your wife or say something kind to her while she's out today, because she can just pick up her phone and watch social media and see the other nice guys out there.
All the
They're
nice
all
guys.
over her phone. Yeah. And it's the unfortunate thing. And
Yeah.
it's very difficult to understand a lot of those components, but
Yep. I agree.
they're
So,
important. They're important, and that's why our brotherhood is very important, because you
yes.
learn you learn from your mistakes. You learn accountability.
Before
Um,
you get into the brother work,
yeah.
the brotherhood, two things. Joel likes the fact that I'm being cheeky this morning. I don't know what that means,
Oh,
but awake maybe. I know I
I
slept pretty
forgot to
well.
open my comments.
There was a thing this last night in the school where we talked about accountability, and it was actually Joel that brought up the mirror. Looking in the mirror at, you'll see some of the problems, and you'll also see a lot of the solutions. But with that mirror, for men who are hearing this or anybody's hearing this, if you can look in that mirror, if you see a man who is quick to judge, quick to react, quick to argue, or quick to prove himself, then that man you're seeing has not done the work. So if
His foundation is sitting on sand and crumbling fast.
yes, yes. So if he can pause, if he can listen, and if he can choose his words carefully, very carefully, then that man has done the work. So look in the mirror today, and who do you see? Honestly, be honest with yourself. And if you see the latter, check out our school, SKOOL. So now you can throw the plugs in if you want.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. You have to find a place where you can realize that we were brought up in a society that teaches men to bury our feelings, to bury our emotions, to not stand on solid ground. And if you weren't brought out with extreme Christian values and understanding from the Bible, having a biblical foundation built in biblical masculinity, then most likely you were raised just the way that me, Gary, and every other man were. And even if you weren't taught or not taught these things, society taught us to be those type of men. So come check out Northman Coaching. If you are in the first 30 days of a divorce or your wife has thrown out the D word, go in. There's a free ebook that you can download called The First 30 Days. You can also email Gary, or you can sign up for a free 60-minute coaching call with Gary. It gives Gary a chance to get to know you. It gives you a chance to get to know Gary. And if Gary can help you in that 60 minutes, great. If not, Gary has sessions open that he can work with you. He also has, we know many coaches that work in many different areas that Gary can absolutely send you towards, send you in the direction of. The other thing is, if you go into the resources tab up on the top right of the page, there's the Brotherhood School, it's SKOOL. Our Brotherhood School has 4 meetings a week, and it is amazing. We have our Monday meeting to start off your week, which is your perspective, your goals for the week, our Wednesday bridge, and our Friday rag, which is reflections, accountability, and gratitude. And most of all, Thursday, we have our motivated men's group where the questions get deep, the conversations get deep, and it is a safe space for men to come to where nobody else are around and nobody else is listening. And you can talk about whatever it is you need to talk about and start to learn whatever it is that you need to start learning and working on getting through with a group of men that will stand with you shoulder to shoulder that builds brick by brick. So, guys, come check it out. The first 7 days is free. You won't be sorry you did.
Absolutely. Before we ended, Joel says we all need to take a good look at ourselves. Sometimes the solutions look right back at us, or right back at you. They are always looking right back at you. The question is, are you ready to see them? Are you ready to take accountability? Then you will see them. But if you're still blaming, if you're still looking outwards, you're never going to see that reflection. It's never going to come back. Not the way you want it to, or not the way it should. And so it's important to have a group of guys that helps more than you think. Yes, as long as the guys in the group don't come up with any ideas like movies that are not good, that are really good, really funny guy movies. That's it. I love all the guys.
We love you, Joe.
We all bring a lot to the table. Everybody, they're incredible. So if you guys want to join, it's 84 cents a day. If you join for the year, it's 54 cents a day. So for this year only, it's $26 a month. That's what the breakdown is: 84 a day, or 54 if you go annual. And it's not about me making 2 quarters off you every day. It's about the guys in the group that want to help you. We want to see you grow. But everything has to have some kind of a value. If there's no value, then you're not taking anything from it. So I just want to help as many guys as we can. So join the school. The link will be in the description, and that is all we have. We good? You got anything more?
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning it is. All right. Have a great day, guys. And enjoy your... Oh, it's Wednesday. We have our bridge meeting tonight. Exciting.
That's right.
Excellent. All right.
Hopefully we'll see you there tonight.
Have a good one.